It's the Jim and Terry Show from the Hobbit Hole Studio on Bobcaygeon, bright, sunny, autumnal feeling day after the Labor Day weekend in Canada. After the Labor Day where we mentioned unions and all the great things that they've done for labor in Canada, protecting your rights, protecting your health and safety, giving you a shorter work week, giving you mandatory overtime hours, giving you minimum wage, giving you all kinds of things, the battles done in the past. But are there battles yet ahead? That's the question. And I'm drawing attention to Bill C-368, an amendment that is to the Health Canada. I think it's the Bill C-47, introduced by the Liberal government, I'm not sure when, is about regulating drugs and pharmaceuticals in Canada. But this Bill C-47 was to bring under government regulation, and what I would add, the science that drives government policy, drives it to make it safe, secure, and in that vein, Bill C-47 was drafted and passed. But now there is a reaction. And I'm going to look at some of this stuff just in terms of, well, that's kind of curious because I got aware of this, I became aware of a contention because my local health food store, which I go to, my wife goes to, we use their services, we're glad for their products, but they distributed this flyer. It looks like about maybe a 5x10, 5x9 on card stock. Big red sign at the top, beware of. In the second line, also large print, Health Canada. Big dramatic bold print, misinformation regarding natural health product safety. Say goodbye to your natural health products, big exclamation point. And you're supposed to sign this card and send it to your local MP. All right, so you got my curiosity. I'm all for regulating, as in safety, health safety standard regulations. And that includes product labeling, which has not been all that clear in healthcare products that are naturally derived as opposed to synthetically produced from raw chemicals and, you know, the kind of thing that you go to your doctor who prescribes something, and that needs to be regulated for our safety, and there has to be all kinds of testing done, has to be clinically proven, and that requires a lot of money, which is why drugs are often so expensive, so that the manufacturer can pay for the offsetting costs of years of research. But all of that is to keep us safe. Do you remember thalidomide? Keep us safe from birth defects, keep us safe from problems with our health, keep us safe from carcinogens, keep us safe from tobacco, which was supposed to be a naturally occurring substance to which all kinds of carcinogens were added, but it was natural. Smoking, everybody's doing it, it's okay, it's safe. And then we learned that tobacco, even in its raw state, unadulterated with all the, I'm going to say several dozen chemicals that they added to make it more addictive and flavorful. Yeah, even in its natural state, we have problems with safety, health safety. So what's this big deal about Bill C-368, amending Bill C-47? Well, if you take a look at it, it seems like the Conservatives are trying to do a common sense. It's like axe the tax. What are we trying to do? Eliminate red tape. I think if I go to, and I'm looking at the story covered under IHRM magazine, and I'm not even sure what that stands for. It presents this thing, I'll put a link in the description, a conservative effort to safeguard Canada's natural health products market. Okay, did you get the title? A conservative effort to safeguard, not people, not your health, Canada's natural health products market. This is an economic bill. It is about businesses. It is about being conservative in a traditional sense. We don't care about the health and safety of people. Or do you? I would like to understand that a little bit. So, it seems, and I'm aware of anything that's coming from conservatives these days. I loathe all that Doug Ford has done in Ontario over the last, well, he just won an election mandate, so it'll be another year or two before we get rid of this scourge on education. Did you notice that the education minister in Ontario made a speech and a photo op in front of what looked like a wall of books, which is ironic because they've underfunded and cut libraries and books in the province of Ontario. So, making it look like the new, yes, the other one's gone. Stephen Lecce's gone. And this is a new health education minister standing in front of what looks like a library shelf of books. Ironic. Yeah. So, do I want to throw the baby out with the bathwater and say, not everybody's like Pierre Poilievre, not everybody's an arrogant snob and blah, blah, blah. Can people speak reasonably? Sure they can. Do policies make sense when people converse? Yes, when you can talk about it. But when you are comparing apples and oranges, that may be the problem. And so the Conservatives have said, well, natural products are not the same as therapeutic products designed and researched and made from raw chemical compounds that are not occurring in nature. So on some level it makes sense. On another level, do you not want everything that you're going to buy at your store? Do you not want to know that the label is clearly printed, that there are no impurities, that it didn't get contaminated by something like lead from China? Not pointing out anything bad or anything, but toys painted with lead paint coming from China. Yeah, there have been issues of problems. And a lot of your natural stuff is sourced from China. Not only, but, enough that we should be careful. And it seems to me that what is being done here isn't about the health and safety of Canadians. It isn't about promoting a safe environment, as in product safety. Label the products clearly. Make sure they are accountable for what they say is inside any vial, any container. So I'm not sure. Maybe there's room for discussion on all this, but I'm sure somewhere in this is an axe the vax position from the Conservatives, who've never been happy. Pierre Poilievre was out there with the convoy in Ottawa in 2022. I'm sure there are anti-vaxxers involved in this movement. I'm not sure how many health food store owners, operators, service providers are vaccinated. But that was part of keeping us all safe. It was unions and employees who kept us safe through the pandemic. People seem to forget that it's science that leads the way. It's not, well, did you brush your teeth this morning before you went out? Or did you wear your mask in a crowded environment? Did you safely social distance? Did you wash your hands? Did you, and all the things that we know mitigate contagious and infectious diseases? COVID's still here, so I'm wondering whether there's some of this going on in Bill C-368. And certainly judging by the poster, I think I would see this on the back of a truck with some flags and hockey sticks. Say goodbye to your natural health products. That's not what they're saying. They're saying you should be accountable for the content of your package. And it should be clearly labeled for the consumer, and everybody should know what exactly it is, to what extent it is watered down, diluted with something, like it's 3%, 8%, 10%, whatever the product strength is, should be on the label, should be recommended dosages, and it should be dosages based on scientific evidence. It shouldn't be, well, somebody said you should take 2 a day, somebody said 4 a day is okay, but if you really got a bad cold coming on, take 10. I'm not sure. Follow the science would be my advice. And certainly research, clinical experiments, and people are going to say, well, the mom and pop naturopathic remedies market is not able to pay for all of that research. Well, then maybe you should all get together and contribute money for some clinical trials for your products if you want them to hit the market in Canada or anywhere else. Just a thought. If you're afraid to have it scrutinized and put to scientific rigor as the pharmaceutical industry is governed, mind you, I understand one's supposed to be natural products available through natural occurring substances, but then a lot of nature is not good for you. Ask the snake handlers about venomous snakes and whether the power of faith keeps them well, as that's what you're asking when you want to repeal part of C-47 and say, well, the natural health market deserves to be protected and scrutinized. No. Allow them to, promote their fake COVID anti-vax propaganda? Well, that's what seems to be happening in this brochure that I've got. You can get one at your local health food store. As I said, it's cardstock. Big beware of Canada. Health Canada. Misinformation. Really, Health Canada misinformation. That's ironic considering the 12 dirty dozen of McGill University's anti-vax COVID propaganda machine were all 12 from the market that they claim to be protecting here with this proposed amendment. Natural health products. Really? I'm a little skeptical, and that's okay. That's just, the way I am. Color me skeptical most of the time. Convince me with logic, with argument, with research, with science. And if you can win your argument, convince me I should change my position. That's the way it should go. Convince me. Show me the money. Show me the evidence. Maybe, what? Did I say show me the money? Odd that. Show me the money. I think there's more to it than just conservatives. Axe the vax. There seems to be money at stake. Who's getting it? Who's not? Who wants it? Why? Stay tuned. The Jim and Terry Show. Say goodbye to natural health products? I don't think so. Say hello to regulating industries that deal with consumption of public concerns, health and safety. That's what we fought for with labor unions and the Labor Day weekend. They're all related. Check it out. Bye-bye for now.